All right. Hope everyone's doing well. Wanted to check in for a quick minute, kind of unplug from things in the early morning. But when I cut my phone back on, got a lot of notifications. Basically, just letting me know what's going on. And the banking sector, as I always mention, is very problematic right now. There's a lot of things happening that we have no clue about. But as stuff starts to surface, it definitely shows when during trading day, a failing bank has to be halted as far as their stocks being traded. And so as of now, I'm just thumbing through some of the commentary to trying to get caught up to speed on what's going on here. But then again, I didn't notice that. I did kind of forget that we're literally 5 days away. Literally March 11th, the bank loan program, the BTFP, will be completely done away with. And if we're having a banking issue a week before, could you imagine what we might experience after the 11th, which is this upcoming Monday? And so as of now, as I thumb through the Twitter sphere, try to get a pulse as to what's going on, a lot of people sharing a lot of interesting thoughts. And so as I got caught up to speed on things, I thought I would just update everybody for those who may not know, don't know, but at least wanted to connect real quick and share with you some things that's definitely worth paying attention to, because one bank is interconnected to every single bank, for the most part, definitely in this country and also around the world. And so we've been talking about, NYCB for quite some time now, because they've been on the brink since the beginning of the year, more so since the end of the year. And then we are literally on the 1 year anniversary of what could have been considered a developing banking contagion last March, before the Treasury and the Fed stepped in with that emergency program that is ending in exactly 5 days. And so since then, nothing has improved. Everything has gotten worse. And outside of the distractions, a lot of the things happening on the mainstream media with, the current asset price increases with Bitcoin and, of course, gold. Think about where a majority, if not all, of the depositors' funds are located at. Everything that everyone believes is theirs is in the hands or on the ledgers of the commercial banking sector. And so as the commercial real estate implodes bit by bit, state by state, city by city, the regional banks are in trouble. And so what does all that mean? That means that between now and after Monday and moving into spring and summer, anything is possible. We will literally be caught off guard, probably week by week, possibly, in reference to more news stories about banks that are underwater, experiencing trouble, and racing to try to get liquidity at the last minute. So let me real quick here share with you some things that caught my attention, and then we'll get this going. But anyway, I just want to connect real quick for a little brief midday news update. And so this is from the Banking Journal, and let me bring this up here. So this is what I want to remind everybody of. As it says here, the Federal Reserve today, January 24th, announced that the Bank Term Funding Program will cease making new loans as scheduled on March 11th. The program will continue to make loans until that time. And so I would imagine right now there's quite a lot of smaller regional banks trying to shore up as much capital as they can before next Monday, as far as getting, exchanging liabilities for more liabilities, debt issuance for more fiat issuance, just to try to make their balance sheets look and be presented as if things are sound. And I would imagine one of the biggest things that we'll probably find out about soon enough is the fact that over the last couple of days, especially weeks, the NYCB, they've probably been experiencing significant deposit withdrawals. And so the whole goal is to keep faith and confidence in the banking sector, so people don't come down to the bank and try to get what's already not there and what they think is theirs. And so just to piggyback on a couple other stories here, let me just get you guys caught up to speed on what's going on. So basically, here's a little summary that I'm glad that the ChatGPT type stuff is able to put together real quick. But it says here, just to give you a brief update as to what's going on for those who may not be aware, this is a summarizer from an article titled New York Bank Stock Halted After Midday Market Activity. And so it says here, on March 6th, NYCB stock plummeted. Let me get my screen right. Forgive me here. It said it plummeted more than 42%, reaching all-time lows. It says trading of the company's stock on New York Stock Exchange was halted in an attempt to stabilize its position and restore confidence. So imagine when you see a news flash, NYCB Bank, trade stops trading for the day, does that really give people the idea of sound and secure as far as positioning them and to restore confidence? I don't think so. It only caused more attention. It says the bank has sought external capital, explored equity sales with potential investors. Okay, so when the stock was halted, then that's when everything took place in the mainstream media. Everybody's in a frenzy, and because BPFT is ending in 5 days, it's good to say the Treasury, the Fed, everybody's on the phone call. What are we going to do? Oh, let's go find some individual capital. Let's go find some investors to bring them in, just to try to pretend as if we can prop this up. And so here we have, literally within a 30-minute window, mind you, things like this, when it's systemic in nature, it only takes one domino to fall really fast and tip over another domino. The next thing you know, you got dominoes falling left and right. And so literally a company, an institution, owned or majority shareholder of a former treasury of the United States government and a former banker and all that stuff like that, Steve Mnuchin gets involved. They call Steve, say, hey, Steve, come on in and save the day. You can buy these assets for the cheap. And then if it implodes on you, we'll probably have something to back it up, so you'll be fine. Anyway, let me share with you what I'm talking about here. Give me 1 second here. So just to walk you through some things here. This says here, this came out, let me see, what time was this dropped? This dropped at 12:55. It says NYCB tumbles as beleaguered tender tries to raise equity capital. So they put the call out. And sure enough, as I mentioned, who came to the rescue? Here we got New York Community Bank gets $1 billion Lifeline from former Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin's company. Once again, bankers scratching bankers' back. There's no way Steve Mnuchin would have jumped on board a sinking ship unless he knew he had some guarantees. And I imagine that guarantee will probably come in the form of some type of vehicle extension, tool creation that will basically boil down on the taxpayer's back at some point. But Steve Mnuchin's company jumped in for a $1 million Lifeline. So imagine extending a life raft, one life raft out of maybe a 200 or so billion dollar problem that's sinking. And so instead of sending 200 billion to completely bring it back up to the surface, they sent one lifeline, one raft, 1 billion as a lifeline to a ship that's already underwater. And so that lets me know between now and next week, sometime there's going to be some more emergency measures, because 1 billion definitely won't cut it. So anyway, I'll keep it going. I won't bore you long. And so let me find out. And so as of right now, let me just share with you some things. This is what was happening earlier. So when the stock exchange halted trading, we got down. Look at that. It fell off a cliff. It was already sinking for weeks past, but it got down to a low cliff. So real quick here, share with you some things that's happening inside of the Twitter sphere or the X sphere, where all the good news seems to be happening. And so real quick here, it says New York Community Bank stock rises 20% after announcing a $1 billion capital raise. And so I saw that at the moment that $1 billion was injected, the acquisition was, let me see here, it was under $2, meaning that between the time it halted, the time liquidity was provided, the time that the share price and stuff like that merger type kind of thing took place, back up to $3. Think about 183 to 3 something. That's a hell of a gain for those who knew what was coming, who stand to profit off of this. And so you better believe a lot of people made a lot of money off this $1 billion Lifeline. But real quick here, my battery's running low. It says, let me just get through this. So we got to 190 here. And it says, look who's holding the currency, the former Treasury Secretary. He says, here's hoping that $1 billion liquidity is enough to save NYCB and there are no bank runs. You better believe there's going to be some bank runs. But look at these graphs here, man. Very alarming. So let's find out what the latest as of right now. Let me see here. It says, wait, NYCB was saved. I missed that. $1 billion Lifeline don't count as a savior. The guts in the Mnuchin gambling, Trump wins. Let me see, NYBC here. So yeah, this is kind of what's happening 5 days away from the BTFP coming to an end. And so I wanted to just connect for a quick minute, share some thoughts. It's been a while since I've done one of these type of little, impromptu news updates, but hopefully you guys found some value here. As always, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up button, show your love for the channel. And I'm gonna try to get more of these done, as I actually gotten away from these just because it's always easy to prepare stuff, but then a lot of things will be happening really fast in the next couple of days and weeks. So I'm going to try to stay up on top of things and bring it out to you right away as it unfolds, and just get your thoughts on it. So share your thoughts in the comment section. If you found value here, please share it so more people can find out what's going on, because it's unfortunate that 95+% of people, they have the bulk of their entire financial lives in the hands of others, and they're the creditors of these institutions, i.e., the banks, all the investment firms, and everything like that is in the hands of others. And when one domino falls, it just won't stop at one. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.